Greetings everyone, I'm Muktanshu and I handle integrations and developer relations for Arcana Network. In this video, we'll be talking about the Arcana developer dashboard. So consider this as a quick visual comprehensive guide for just using developer dashboard as a whole, what kind of functions or enabling that you can do through it to your application or project. And yeah, just a very quick walkthrough of how things go around with in terms of all the features and all the like newer developments that has been happening over the Arcana dashboard. So we'll be moving on towards the screen. Yeah, so just the Arcana's official site, you can just go on from here to start with auth and you'll be redirected to the developer dashboard. Just click on this or any kind of authentication that you think is viable for you. I just click on the Google one. And as soon as you do that, you'll be signed into the developer dashboard and you'll be, introduced with a further option to interact with it. I'll just wait for get myself signed in. Till then, I'll also try to recommend you developer documentation. So as you know, you'll have this visual resource to refer, but it's always good to just have a reading resource on the side. And for that, we comprehensively cover this over our documentation. You can just go on to the Arcana documentations, go on to developer resources, and you can click on the dashboard user guide. To just go through this, you should have a project on mind. For now, we'll take like a complementary project just to have a context that we already have created a project, and then we are integrating Arcana over that. Then just the login feature that I'll do, and just a quick walkthrough of how things go. I'll come back to this as soon as I'm done with the initial context to get you more information regarding this. So I think I'm logged in through the dashboard right now. I'll just try to create a demo app, which will be demo dashboard. You'll be given an option to select a default chain now. This default chain is selected to just initialize stuff. You can always change, add new chains, make other default chains over your dashboard through a section that I'll introduce later. So I'll just select Polygon for now. And yeah, for wallet UI mode, you'll be offered two UIs that you can consider. One is the custom UI where you can switch it up a bit, and then the other one is the Arcana UI, which selects the normal solution or what we offer for you. So yeah, this is something that cannot be changed later because having a white labeled wallet or not is up to the initial development part or the initialization part of things. So I'll just create a new application using this information, and I'll be redirected towards my app interface for the developer dashboard. Sure. This is the developer dashboard for my application called Demo Dashboard. I can always switch up my applications if I have multiple through this part. This is the landing page for the dashboard. This gives you a very quick outlook on what users are you garnering over your integration from time to time. This is the daily graph for the user. Some tutorials are, very quick as a quick click to action below. So you can always access that. A toggle between Arcana testnet and mainnet. So Arcana testnet will have some testing features and something that you should use only in the development phase. And as soon as you're done with that, you should go on to migrate towards Arcana mainnet. We already have a guide for that. And yeah, you can always go on to the documentation to have a closer look over this. Then yeah, this is the important part of things. So as you have any API key or any kind of integration key, Arcanas offers its client ID to get on the handshake between your application and your dashboard so that you have initialized everything here. So this client ID will be further used, so you can just copy this and call this over this set of code that you have. We already have that over our prerequisite for any kind of integrations. So yeah, this is something that you'll also need very religiously whenever you are integrating an application. Then comes the configuration part of things. So I'll just configure this, click on the configure part, and I'll click on the branding first just to give you a quick walkthrough. So the branding of an application is particularly, the click UI and click or logo kind of thing. So I'll just click on a demo application for this if possible. And I'll try, calling the interface. So for now, there is no branding or no logo over this. You can always add a branding from here so that you feature a logo. So you have your logo for light mode, horizontal logo, dark mode, horizontal and vertical logo. This gives you, the opening theme for this. Like here, you will have your logo featured, and then After that, you move on to the wallet theme part of things. So wallet theme can be either light mode or dark mode. This can be toggled from here. This is a quick preview of how the branding will work. This branding will also go on to here, which is the company part of things. So your horizontal logo will be featured here, and your logo will also be featured here. So yeah, this is the branding part of things, so that you can quickly make the whole integration your own. And as soon as you're done with that and selecting all the like the branding and theming kind of things, you move on to either enabling social authentication, or just moving on with your application. So I'll move on to chain management first, just to give you a quick overlook over that, and then maybe we'll cover the other parts. So management is specifically what I mentioned previously, which is you can add chains, you can make other chain as your defaults. So yeah, you can quickly add any other chain that you want. We already have from here, which is the particular information that you need to add a chain in any kind of wallet that you use. Other than that, we already try to feature every relevant chain here, which can be enabled or disabled from your wallet UI once you are done with this. So yeah, I've disabled Ethereum. I'll not see Ethereum over my wallet UI now. Then I can also change my default chain from here. I can just set any chain as default, and you can see this default icon being now over the Binance Smart Chain. So I'll enable Ethereum just to give you a hang of it. Then I'll make Polygon as my default as I selected, and I'll try disabling maybe the testnets for once. So yeah, I'll disable some testnet right now. Yeah, this is pretty much the walkthrough of how you can, particularly perform any chain management kind of stuff from here. You can search a chain, you can add any chain that you want to be there in your application. And yeah, this is something which gives you the initial outlook for the managing chain in your application. Then we can move on to the Arcana wallet, which is particularly, just your app specific domain, so that you can use the Arcana wallet UI mode. This is only possible for, the whitelisted solution for the URL. So yeah, you can just click on this website. If I want to check on a website, maybe Arcana network, I think if I have implemented authentication over this, I will just go on here and enter this domain to save. This will enable the wallet being loaded only over this side rather than any other. So yeah, gives me a better context of the safety, and and to ensure that my Arcana wallet framework or this client ID is not connected to any other app which gives user access to this wallet. So as soon as this is done, I'll move on to the social authentication part. Social authentication is, as you know, gives you is a like domain of Arcana that gives you login through socials. So a very quick walkthrough of this. I'll try to show you a demo of how it works. Social authentication, if you have an UI selected as an Arcana one, so as soon as you enter information, this UI will be updated, and you will get all these options. So in this demo app, all these options are already enabled to log on to socially. What we'll try to do is just let you help fill up the Google authentication for now. So we can just go on to the Google Cloud Console, create an application, and for application I can quickly go on to APIs and service and credentials. In credentials, I will have to initialize a client ID for Auth 2.0. As soon as I'm done initializing with any contextual information that I have over this, I can copy this client ID, and I'll save this client ID or paste this client ID over here. I'll save this here, and then also for just my application will go through the Google authentication, and then it will need to be redirected to my application again. So for that, I'll copy this redirect URI. I'll move on to edit auth client, and I'll add this as a redirect URI, and I'll save this. So as soon as I'm done with that, I'll get an application which has Google authentication. As soon as the Google authentication is done, will be redirected again to that application, so that the smoothness of the whole auth procedure is followed. Then yeah, this was a very quick preview of adding Google Auth, and I'll also try to cover Twitter Auth if possible. So I've logged into my Twitter developers dashboard. I'll try to regenerate this API key, and as soon as I regenerate this key, I can just go on and use this throughout my application. So with this, I think we can do one thing. I can just copy paste the information and then delete this application just to ensure safety. I'll go here, copy this as the key, and I'll put this here. And for client ID, I'll just save this. So as soon as I'm done saving this, you see these and these options being enabled. Other of the social options are disabled. This gives me a clearer perspective of what social authentications are enabled right now. And yeah, this gives me the perspective of how to, just initiate the social authentication part. Other than that, there is the newest feature by Arcana, which is Arcana Gasless. You already have some context from it from the launch article or either from the video that was uploaded in this channel. I'll just quickly create a gas tank just to go through that process to give you some perspective again. So I'll just initialize a gas tank. So basically gasless enables any transactions which you whitelist, or any functions that you whitelist over your application to be to go through without any gas tank or gas fees being deducted from the user side. So you sponsor that fees. I already have a gas tank initiated here. I can deposit some crypto, withdraw some crypto if I want, if I'm in need or something like that. I can manage my whitelist to, just input my contract here, which was, I think this. And as soon as I'm done entering this, I'll get a contract to interact with. So I'll fetch an ABI. I'll need a contract that is over proxy. So I'll go over this contract, read as proxy, ABI implementation. And I think this contract will work for me. I'll just copy this contract, fetch ABI, and I'll get the right ABI. So yeah, I'll just allow these three functions to go without gas. I'll just save this and I'll create a smart contract, create a gasless transaction enablement from my side. So I think this is pretty much for the dashboard demo. For now, you can enable your branding, social authentication, chain management, Arcana wallet, and gasless transactions from Arcana dashboard. You can also see your users' metrics, and you can always migrate to mainnet to just go on to get another new feature. I'll just copy this testnet config and will introduce you to the key space feature of Arcana developer dashboard. So as soon as I'm going towards the mainnet, I'll just simplify an application. Now the first option that I'll get is to configure the key space. You see another, option here. So as soon as I click here, I'll I'll be given an option to go either global or app specific. So the key space is basically something that ensures the interoperability of applications through Arcana ecosystem. So for that, if you are in an app specific key space, if any users logs into your application and then logs into another application using Arcana which has this key space, the public key for that users will be different in both the applications. So the wallet initialized here and in the other application will be two different wallets. This creates a resistance in parts of users having their assets over the different part of wallet and not being able to access the same wallet throughout the ecosystem. So for that, whenever you go to mainnet, this is one of the features that's only recommended over the mainnet side. So we have enabled that here. So whenever you go to mainnet, the first thing that you do is to enable the global key space. So for enabling the global key space, you'll want to you'll need to have a fill up a verification form. You can just enter any company name, project name, some information that's required, and then submit it over the Arcana side. As soon as you're through with that, you can just get in contact with us if you want for something like a recommendation. Though we'll just check out the credibility of the application and we'll accept that, and you'll get a quicker access to the Arcana global key space. As soon as you're done with that, any applications that's hosted over Arcana will be a part of ecosystem for the whole Arcana Auth. And as soon as any user logs into any one of those applications, they'll get the same wallet that they had throughout the ecosystem. So yeah, this was pretty much the key space side. There are some socials you can catch us on, and yeah, this is the whole Arcana developer dashboard. So you'll have your costing here, monthly active users, set of applications. And I think this video will help you, migrate through this dashboard, get a hang of how, you can set a prerequisite for starting development over your application. And I think what comes next is something that we'll cover in terms of very different tech stack and how do you integrate with Arcana authentication, and also many things that go around it. So yeah, this was me. If you have any queries, you can ping us over either Twitter or Discord. We'll be there to help you out. We'll be there to hear you out. This has been Muktanshu, and I hope this was clear. Thank you for giving me your time. See you later.